So you're an orphan?
Yes.
And when was your first kill?
I'm not telling.
Ballpark?
You'll never know.
You're a little shit disturber, aren't you?
I'm a great disturber too.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I'm Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Orphan First Kill, you can say, is definitely one of my biggest surprises of this 31 Days of Horror because I have seen the original Orphan, which I think came out in 2007, but don't quote me on that because I did not look it up before this review. However, this one was a late sequel, which it says 2021 here, which, yeah, that seems about accurate. And this is actually a prequel, so this takes place before the events of Orphan. And being that I was not the biggest fan of Orphan to begin with, I just found it quite mediocre. I didn't really buy into the. It didn't really resonate with me a whole lot, although I can say that the film is well made. This is such a late entry into a story involving Orphan, especially because in the film Orphan, the actress who played the orphan was much younger, and she's playing the same character, and the actress has aged a little bit, and the events in this take place before that movie. So I found that kind of weird how they're going to make that believable in the first place. And I'm going to do the same thing, first of all, for anybody who hasn't seen Orphan, that I did in my first review when it came to The Intruders, where I'm going to say that I have to mention what happens in the original Orphan. And it's a huge, huge twist. It's literally the biggest twist in the film. So I'm going to have to talk about that, and I'm going to mention that right now. So if you haven't seen The Orphan, what I suggest is go watch The Orphan, then go watch Orphan First Kill, and then come back to this review. Or at the very least, watch Orphan and then come back to this review, because I'll keep the spoilers on this one specifically to a minimum, but I do have to mention the events of Orphan, the first movie. So shut the video off now if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, because it is the twist of the movie. It's massive. So here's your warning. Okay, so basically in Orphan, the essential story is you have this little girl adopted by a family, and she starts to act very strange, and then the twist of the film in the third act is that she's not actually a little girl, but she's a dwarf, and she's fully grown. She's like 30 or 31. And she just looks like a little girl because her features have never developed, and she can pass as a little girl, and she's a psychopath. She's a murderer, and she's conniving, and she's psychologically effed, and she just basically torments everybody she comes around and manipulates everybody she comes around. So in this one, it takes place, like I said, before that, and we have this girl that she looks. She has more woman features because she's in this mental hospital in Estonia, and she is kept in, top security because she literally will murder anybody she comes across. And she happens to escape this hospital in Estonia, and she finds this article in the internet, and she finds this girl who went missing whose name is Esther. So she basically starts to dress herself up as Esther, this little girl who went missing, who I think at this point would be like 10, maybe 9, 10 years old, maybe 11 years old. And she has the pigtails, and she has the baby face, and she has like the cute little dress, and she literally looks like a doll of a little girl, and she gets the voice right and everything. She still has an accent because she lived in Estonia, but this little girl named Esther, went missing for a few years, and she impersonates her and finds the parents, and she basically embodies herself as Esther so that her parents can find her again. Her mom is played by Julia Stiles, and I don't know the dad's name, but the dad in the movie is is it Aaron? Alan? I think it's Alan. It's something like that. But Julia Stiles and this father find their quote unquote missing daughter again after like 3, 4, 5 years, however long it was, and they bring her back to the family. Now, there is a twist, again, because these orphan films, that's what they play on, is huge twists. And I like the twist that happens in this film because it happens in the middle of the film, not the end of the film. So this goes in the psycho territory, where you have this huge twist in the middle of the film and then everything changes. And I really, really like that because it really impacts the stakes and how invested you become in the film, because you're already invested and then the twist comes along and you're like, whoa, I'm super invested now. I can't wait to see where this goes. And there's a lot of camp in this film for sure, but there's a lot of cleverness, and this is a tight script. And like I said, I was impressed because I was so mediocre when it came to the first film, and I was so kind of 50-50 on it. And it was kind of forgettable, to be honest. But this one definitely packs a punch, and it impressed me again because the actress who plays Esther is a lot older now, and she's playing a girl that's supposed to be younger than she was in the first film, at least by like a year or something like that, or even a few months. But the scenes in this film are so well directed, so well written, so creepy. She nails her performance, way better than she even did in the first film. Julia Stiles is fantastic. She has a lot of layers to her character when it comes to being on her side and not being on her side. Her son is a psychopath as well, and then the father is just literally just caught in this, and poor guy, like, he's literally at the wrong place at the wrong time and just thrown into a bad situation, and you start to feel even sorrier for him. But this is a smart film, and it, like I said, it impressed me. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and it's not the best I've seen yet. So far, that goes to Where the Devil Roams. But, man, I can't... I'd be lying if I said I wasn't blown away and impressed with this film like crazy. So, yeah, great performances all around. And, yeah, it's fantastic. It's a really, really well done film. And Esther comes back in... I mean, like she never missed a beat kind of thing. And they do an impressive job making her seem a lot younger than she is. Yeah, I really have high praise for this film, and it proved me wrong. I ate my words when with everything I said that I can't see how this film could work. It worked in every way. So, Day 12 was a good one. Very entertaining film. I'm glad I got the chance to cover this one. And another impressive watch for 31 Days of Horror. Keep in touch. Subscribe if you want to check out more 31 Days of Horror. I have plenty of 31 Days of Horror from years past, and there's more to come for this year. And I'm having a lot of fun covering the good and the bad of all my watches this year. So until next time, keep things spooky. Hope you're having a great October. Hope spooky season is going well for you guys, and lots more films to talk about. So I will be here to review a lot more. Until next review, until tomorrow, keep things spooky. As always, cheers.